So welcome to Reset. This class feels really important right now as we're approaching spring equinox and as we're approaching even just a time of transition out of 2020. I know that a lot of intuitive people and readers that I watch, and even myself personally, have felt that January didn't really shift the things that we thought it would. It's more like March is the time for the endings and then the beginnings of a new cycle. So it's almost like this is the end of the year. I feel like I've done lots of end of the year classes, but this one really feels that way. And it's the beginning of several resets moving through to spring equinox. So what I wanted to do is focus the practice on cleansing the digestive system, so getting some good twists in there, doing a few sneaky moves for the nerves, and twists also help the nervous system, resetting the spinal pathways and communication, and then also to come into legs up the wall, a legs up the wall practice at the end to there's nothing better to reset than to have your legs up and feel that blood flow come down and to sort of reverse those pathways. So if you do not have already a space set out where you can bring your legs up the wall or up the back of a couch or the back of a chair, that would be a good thing to get now. In terms of props, if you need to bring the ground up to you for different postures, a block or a stack of books can be really helpful to keep by your mats. Some pillows for support. Can anyone just gesture and let me know if the music is disrupting the audio? I just have some music on in the background for myself. It helps me to channel, but sometimes I know on Zoom it can make things choppy, but it's all good. We're all good? Okay, excellent. So I think that's all of the admin stuff done. Our practice is roughly an hour and a half. So we're gonna get some a lot of time to just get into it and to breathe. And if there's any posture that we come into that doesn't feel right for you, feel free to come down onto your back and lie down in Shavasana and just continue to breathe. Breath is the most important part. So we're going to start on our backs in Shavasana because this is a nice cozy practice, not like my morning classes where we're like up and at 'em right away. You're going to start on your back. If you want to bring a rolled up blanket or a bolster under the thighs, you can do that just to help support the lower back, but otherwise just laying down, getting comfy, arms to your sides, palms face up, and feet just resting open. And I'll let you guys get settled in. And maybe you have something specific that you want to press the reset button for. And maybe that is in the forefront of your mind. If you have a journal or a piece of paper nearby, that can be really helpful. Sometimes we receive really important insights or messages through our practice. I was actually told to have a notebook with me today. So I know that I'm going to be having some insights. So you might want to have that nearby. And maybe you write that word down and you forget it for the rest of your practice, or perhaps you use the word that I gave you. We have temple and snow, hawk, bone. And as you bring yourself down to the earth, relaxing the body, and focusing in on the breath. Inhale deeply into the belly, feeling it inflate and press up toward the sky. On the exhale, allowing it to sink back toward the earth. Creating or connecting with your own gentle rhythm. Each breath becomes longer and deeper. You feel the tension in your shoulders relax, in your toes and ankles, in your hips. And you feel that the earth has risen up to meet you and hold you in this space. So you are safe to relax. Deepening the breath, starting to draw it down all the way to the feet. Expanding out the edges of your body with your breath. Long, slow inhales, followed by long, slow exhale. And coming into this space between your eyebrows, the home of observation, vision. Watching your thoughts play out like images on a movie screen. Separating yourself from them. And we use this same vision to trace the body down the right side and up the left. And with our awareness and with our breath, we become more and more relaxed, more and more at ease. And every reset involves a release and a revival. And so perhaps you bring into your awareness something you are ready to release. And maybe there's something you want to release that you are not yet ready for. Knowing that there are always other opportunities to do this work. Perhaps you allow whatever it is you need to release to just simply float to the front of your mind. And at any time during this practice, if I say a sentence that begins with I am, know that you have the option to repeat after me. That this could be something that will help you to release or to understand. Deep breaths down to the feet, out to the fingertips and to the crown of the head. Your awareness is fully within yourself and following the sound of my voice when it feels right to do so. Start to walk your feet back toward your hips. And bring your right heel to the center of your left thigh, flexing the foot. So your legs create a figure four position. You can stay here with your foot to the earth, come up onto the left toes, or draw the left knee into the chest, reach for the back of the left leg. And just allow the left leg to relax down toward the bum. The right knee gently draws away from you. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, tuck the chin in toward the chest if you can. Making some space in the neck, find your breath. Wiggle the toes to release tension. And rather than anticipating the next movement, settle in. Settle those shoulders, settle the jaw, maybe moving it from side to side, releasing that hinge of tension. And if your hands are behind the left thigh, release your hands to your sides. We're going to allow the right foot to come all the way over to the left side onto the floor. Coming into our first twist. So for some of us, this is gentle. For some of us, this is more difficult. We can modify our twist by drawing the top knee away, feeling the stretch across the front and the hips and the belly, or drawing the top knee down toward the earth, feeling it more in the back body. So just paying attention to where you need this twist. And grounding from fingertip to fingertip, both shoulders nicely planted on the earth. Relax the inner thigh. They will want to hold tight here. Relax the knees and the ankles and the toes, the shoulders and the belly. Deep breath fills the hips, the belly, the ribs and chest. And exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and hips. And sometimes we relax into a posture and then discover, or there's a surge of discomfort that rises up at a certain point or some trembling. So just observe those moments. Think of it as thresholds or new doors that you're moving through. Each time you come to the other side of that rumbling or that tension without giving up. And we'll begin to gently draw ourselves back to center. Cross the right leg all the way over the left like you're sitting in a chair. So again, for some of us, that will be enough of an opening in the hip. For others, we can draw our knees into the chest, holding just below the knee. And this for me provides a deeper stretch than reaching for the feet, but there's also the option to reach underneath the feet and draw them apart and towards you, like you're tying a knot with your leg. Tucking the chin in toward the chest, relaxing the shoulders, breathe into your hip. Sometimes when we begin to open the hips, there are some automatic thoughts. I can't do this. What can you do? Find what you can do in this moment. Relaxing the arms more and more, particularly if you're holding your feet. And focusing in on the breath. If you're holding your feet, release. Bring your hand to just below the knee. Draw the right knee into the chest and send the left leg out long. Extend the right leg up toward the sky. And point the toes. So the movement here is very subtle. We'll bend the knees or bend the knee, bend the right knee, flex the foot, and then straighten the leg, point the toe. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and then straighten the leg, point the toe. Keep moving in this way. You can have your hands behind your leg if you want, or bring them to your side if you don't need that support. Pointing the toe as you extend your leg long, bend the knee, flex the foot, drawing the knee in toward the chest. So sometimes for the rhythm of movement, it can help to have the hands there or help to guide. Don't forget your breath. Pointing the toes, you extend your leg long, flexing the toes back toward the face as you bend the knee. And we have 3 more. And then bring the knee in toward the chest, fold guide the left knee over toward, the right knee over toward the left side. And you can place a block, a pillow, something under the right knee to hold yourself here. Scoop up the left shoulder blade, place it back down, coming into a nice big twist. Look over the right shoulder if that's available to you in your neck. And this twist is a lot like wringing out a cloth. So if you received a word or something that you are looking to release, perhaps you bring that into your awareness now. And imagine squeezing it out of your body, out through the toes and out through the fingertips. You're also welcome to bring your arms up overhead. This really intensifies the twist, so it's not for everyone. Finding what is for you, allowing yourself that support under the knee. Breathing deep. And you want that support, we're going to be holding here. For a few more rounds of breath, more than a few. Finding a peaceful rhythm in the breath. I am the dancer of life. I celebrate all that is, all that has been, all that will be. I dance throughout all the human and spiritual realms, following the bright thread of life that connects everything that has being. I teach love, I teach strength, and I impart a belief in the sacredness of all living things. I bring with me the power that breaks down all barriers, that survives in the face of all odds, that shines forth in even the darkest of moments. And start to bring yourself back through center. Take a moment to pause with your feet mat distance apart, your knees together, your arms at your sides, palms face down. The space between twists is bliss. Starting to feel that release. And we'll begin to start moving through this sequence on the other side. So left heel to the center of the right thigh, flexing the foot. Don't worry, don't have to worry. Remember the sequence. I will guide you through it. Draw the right knee in toward the chest, or perhaps you're up on your toes. Maybe you put a block under the right foot. Or if you're here, drawing the leg in toward the chest, just let that right foot drop down toward the bum. Draw the left knee away from you. Tuck the chin in toward the chest, relax the shoulder. Finding space with your breath. Maybe wiggling the toes to release any tension. I think we're all a group of overthinkers, so there's lots of tension in those knees. But we're safe here, and we have carved out this time to fully release and relax. We give ourselves that. If your hands are behind the thigh, release that. Bring your arms out to your sides and let the left foot come all the way over to the right side, standing the foot on the floor, knee pointing up toward the sky. Scoop up the shoulder blades, place them back down. So if your foot doesn't come all the way to the floor, I should have mentioned this on the first side, you can always place a book or a block underneath to wherever the foot does come. Sometimes we, we all have different bodies. Not sometimes, we all have different bodies. And again, if you draw the knee away from you slightly, you may start to feel a deeper opening across the belly, the hips. And see where you can soften, see where you can relax. Scan the body with your breath. You may be surprised where you're holding tension. Always the option to look to the left. And maybe you're clenching your bum cheeks together. Let that soften. Let that go. This area of the body really shows us the depth of our control issues. So, no judgment, only breath. And you may feel as the sequence progresses that it's easier to soften into each posture. Just a little indication that with practice and with trust, we can go a lot further than we think. And starting to bring yourself back up to center, crossing the left leg over the right. So again, here, maybe you just come up onto the right toes. Maybe you put a block underneath the right foot, or hands just below the knee. All different levels of holding in this posture. Maybe you reach for the feet, maybe not. Tuck the chin into the chest, relax the shoulder. I am capable of letting go. I am capable of this deep breath. I am allowed to relax. Using your breath to fill your hips, softening the jaw, maybe moving it from side to side. The jaw and the hips are deeply connected, so if you can release the tension in your jaw, it will start to release the tension in the hip. We'll begin to uncross the legs, hugging the left knee into the chest, sending the right leg out long. And then hands to the back of the thigh or to your side. You begin to glide the leg, point the toe, extend the leg long, and then bend the knee, flex the foot. Pointing, extending the leg long, and then bending at the knee, flexing the foot. This is not a fast movement. If your hands are in the way, bring them to your side. If your hands are helping you, keep them where they are. But try not to grip too tightly so that you invite tension into the shoulder. Once you have the hang of it, maybe you close your eyes. When you flex your foot, it's like you're standing on your ceiling. Keep up the rhythm, keep up your breath. And 3 more. Bring the left knee in toward the chest. Guide the knee all the way over to the right side, placing it on a blanket, a block, a pillow, something for support. Scooping up the right shoulder blade, place it back down. We want to stay grounded across the shoulders unless you take the option to extend your arms up overhead. So that's probably the most intense option and probably the least or the most difficult to relax into. And this is a relaxing practice, so you don't have to take that option. It's there for you. Filling your body with breath. Wringing out the cloth. Sometimes if you're visual, it can help to think of what you're releasing as some kind of like murky liquid or light and see it drain out through your toes. Maybe like a brown or black goo that you see leave your body. It works, it helps. And settling in, using your support so that we can stay here for an extended period of time. I am the shaman of song. I sing from the hollow places of being, and the sounds I produce reach out to the edges of creation. When I sing, I bring healing, energy, peace, strength, joy. All these transcendent aspects of being are in my song. Whether I sing for you or for others, my song is beneficial and opens ways that might otherwise be closed. And start to bring yourself back to center when you're ready, standing your feet on the earth, knees together, arms to your sides, fingertips grounding into the earth. When you're ready, send your left arm alongside the ear, turning over onto your left side into the fetal position. Pausing here for a moment. And then pressing into your right palm, slowly and gently bring yourself to seated. And we are going to create for ourselves a comfortable seated position. So you can use a block or a stack of books. You can use a stack of blankets, preferably firm blankets if you have a bolster, something to elevate the hips so that the knees can come down below the hips. And maybe that doesn't happen for all of us. Also, you can use pillows underneath the knees. So you want to be fully supported and comfortable for a period of time. I have one heel in front of the other. I find that this is more comfortable for my specific body rather than crossing at the ankles. So I'm starting with right heel in front of the left heel. My shins and my ankles are grounded into the earth. And from here, I can create a nice tall spine. And once you have found the seated position, closing the eyes and begin to drop the shoulders down from the ears. Lengthen the neck, lift the belly, so that you have this nice tall seat. Before moving into the next part of our practice, we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing. So for those of you who have practiced this with me before, once I get started, you can just go with it. But I will try to guide you as best I can. So we're going to use our thumb and either the ring finger or the pinky finger. So it just depends on what works best for you. So the middle three fingers come down if you're using the pinky, and your thumb is going to block your right nostril, and your pinky finger will block the left. I have a nose ring, so this is it gets more complicated. But let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and a deep breath out through the nose. Let's take a deep breath in through the mouth, and a deep breath out through the mouth. All right, so we know what a deep breath is. Let's block the right nostril, breathe in through the left. And we'll close the left nostril with the pinky finger. Exhale right. And fully. Inhale through the right. Block the right nostril. Exhale left. We inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And you may experience some blockages. Continue with this pattern. Inhale left and exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. It's hard to talk and instruct us at the same time. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. What I was trying to say is just sort of keep breathing through those blockages. Maybe you don't feel like you're getting enough breath, but you will. After your exhale, you inhale the same side as deep as you can, filling the belly, and then exhale. And we're all at different places with this, so maybe your breath gets deeper and deeper each time. Maybe you keep a count and keep adding a number each time. Or maybe you just relax into it and find your own sweet rhythm. Keep going. Maybe there's some tension in the shoulders. Let that relax. Maybe there's tension in the bum or the knees. You can let that go. And fully focus on your breath. So if you've ever experienced really yogi yogis and you wonder how they get so chill, it's this breath. going to take some practice to feel at ease with it. But just know wherever you're at, you're doing a great job. We have 2 more rounds of breath on each side. Release your right hand, deep breath in through both nostrils. And deep breath out. Take a moment here with your eyes closed or your gaze soft to feel fully balanced and at ease. Your breath becomes more natural. And maybe you have whistly sinuses, small noses, and you just listen to yourself whistle that whole time. But we do that with a smile on our face, knowing that we did the best with what we have. Let's switch the cross of our feet, left foot in front, right foot behind. Readjusting, placing pillows, placing blankets. And you can elevate your hips quite high for this. And we'll meet in seated meditation, finding that length in the spine. Let your arms fall out to your sides, palms face up. Feel the rotation in your shoulders. We'll inhale the arms up. On the exhale, we twist arms in line with the shoulders. Left fingertips go back, right fingertips go forward. And you can let the left fingertips come down to the earth. Reach the right fingertips up toward the sky, lean back. Bring it back up. And left hand comes up to meet the right overhead. So this is a slowed down version of what we're going to eventually make into a sequence. Exhale to twist, right fingertips back, left fingertips forward, finding the twist in your middle body. Right fingertips come down to the earth, left fingertips up toward the sky. So you feel this as this left side body stretch. Coming back up through that twist, arms at shoulder height, and then swinging both arms up toward the sky. So exhale, twist. Hand comes down to the earth, right fingertips reach up. Feel that twist. Maybe you look over the left shoulder and then bring it back up through center. I'm punching my plants here and transitioning the other side. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale, up, and exhale, twist. Inhale, up, and exhale the twist. Inhale, up. Exhale the twist. Find your rhythm. So we'll all be moving at a slightly different pace, and that's okay. 2 more on each side, just like this. And you can feel more free with your movements always once you get the hang of the alignment aspects. Maybe finding a bit more of a rotation in the shoulder. And then we'll come back through center, hands reaching up toward the sky. And come into a more formal twist, right hand to the left knee or left thigh, right fingertips behind, lifting and lengthening the spine so you're nice and tall, and then rotate, look over the left shoulder. Relax the right knee, relax the right buttock. There you go, dropping in. And inhale the arms up. Holding here for a moment, feeling the blood rushing down from the fingertips, maybe wiggle the finger. And rotate over toward the right side, left hand to right knee or to the thigh. Try not to use your hands to jam yourself in. We're doing lots of twists. We don't have to prove ourselves in each one. Relax the right knee, relax the left buttock. Looking over the right shoulder. And unwind, inhale the arms up. And hold here, relax the shoulders down the back, tuck the chin in toward the neck. So what I mean by that is a lot of times our heads are forward, especially from cell phones. So we're just bringing the head back over top of the neck. I know that may sound weird, but it's surprising how far forward our heads can be. So we're drawing that back in, we're leaving the arms up overhead, relaxing the shoulder. Breathing and letting that tingling sensation come down the arm. If you feel or are having some of those automatic thoughts, I can't do this anymore, I quit, whatever it is, see if you can walk through that door instead of leaving it closed. See if you can stay a little bit longer, bringing awareness to your breath or perhaps relaxing the lower body. Maybe you're feeling a rumbling down the back or through the arms. Allowing this reversal of the blood flow to move through you from the fingertips down to the wrists, and the elbows, and the shoulder, down the side body that we have newly opened that has fresh space, and down the belly and the back into the hips, all the way down to the ground. And begin to allow your arms to release down to your side. Turn your palms up toward the sky. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, twist over toward the left side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist over toward the right side. Use your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to twist. And you can do all of this with your eyes closed. Once you've found the movement, once you've found the rhythm, two more rounds of breath each side. And then come back to center, reaching your fingertips up toward the sky, relaxing the shoulder. Feeling that surge of energy drop down from the fingertips. Holding here. Continuing to breathe, moving through those different thresholds. I am the ancestor of hope. I bring light into the darkest places and offer strength and support in times of greatest need. Whoever walks with me at their side is able to draw upon the deep well of enduring hopefulness, which overflows with the wisdom of understanding and acceptance and offers the cure for all sorrows. Look ahead and you will see the triumph that you seek. Do not look back, for there lies only the lost moments of your life. And let your arms fall down to your side. Maybe give your shoulders a little shake. And send your legs out wide to a V position. Again, you can elevate the hips a little bit, so place a folded blanket underneath you. And this posture is going to be different for all of us. So for some of us, walking the fingertips out and we stay here very much upright. Maybe you drop down onto your forearms. Wherever you are is perfectly all right. Drawing the shoulder blades toward one another. Flexing the toes back toward the face. Let your breath carry out to the toes. Let your feet relax. Let your ankles and your heels and your shins and your calves relax. Your knees, your thighs start to relax. Your hips and your glutes relax as you drop into your breath. Begin to point your toes. Can you relax your feet as you point your toes? Just allow this to alter the stretch, the feeling in the legs. I am the ancestor of knowing. I am the embodiment of all knowledge and will show you the way toward a proper understanding of everything around you. You may think that you know a person or a situation without having a true appreciation of their character or significance. My clear vision offers you an illuminating perspective in all directions. I enable you to see the past surface features, penetrating beneath them to arrive at the truer wisdom. And start to walk yourself back up toward your hips. Left foot to the inner right thigh, right foot behind you. And draw circles around the legs. So again, you can close your eyes if you like. Drawing these circles. Perhaps you put more of a flare on it. And begin to swoop down as you come over toward the right. Down through center and up on each side. So this can be quite intense, coming up out of the hips, particularly if you do not practice weird twisting in the middle of your body on a regular basis. And so you can stay here, drawing these circles around, or maybe you're swooping up and down. Maybe for the swoopers, you place your left hand on the earth and extend the right fingertips back, lifting the hips, dropping the hips down, and then coming back around. So inhale, lift, press the hips forward, and then coming back around. So we have the opportunity to do 3 more of those, if that's what you're doing. If not, not to worry. Stick with what works for you. And then we bring it back towards center. Twist all the way over to the left side, standing your hand out from the hip, looking back over the left shoulder. So this is a twist that comes up into the middle back. We want to lengthen out of the twist. And then there's the opportunity to come down onto the forearms, to come all the way down to the ground, or maybe you place a bolster underneath the torso. Maybe you're up here on the hand, just looking over that shoulder. All versions are right. So you'll be feeling this all the way up into the upper ribs and mostly in the middle back. We're not focusing too much on the lower back here. Deep breaths. And start to walk it back to center. Bring the right leg out long, and then the left, and we'll switch sides. Right foot to the inner left thigh, left foot behind you, flex that foot. Start to draw your circles. And you may notice small or significant differences on each side, and that's something that we just kind of put in our interesting to note file without judgment, without overthinking it. kind of being with it. Maybe you're swooping now through center. Maybe you're taking that swoop and you start to land the right hand to the earth, lift the hips up toward the sky, bring it back down. This is a fun little posture, but only if it feels right. 3 more. And then we draw that circle around, plant the right hand to the earth out of the right hip. And maybe you come down onto the forearms, maybe onto a bolster, maybe onto a rolled up blanket. Begin to walk yourself back towards center. Bring the left leg out long and the right. And this is our time to transition to the wall. So if you've never done legs up the wall before, let's pretend that this is my wall. I sit my hip, I don't know if you can see that. I sit my hip all the way up to the baseboard, all the way up to nice and snug. And then depending on, so whatever leg is closest comes up first. It's weird without a wall. And then the other leg comes up after it. And you want the wall nice and snug to your bum. If your hamstrings are really tight, it might be nice to bring a bolster or again, a firm blanket or pillow. So not something too squishy, but a nice firm blanket underneath the low back. I'm forgetting the word for back now. Can be nice just to get that so that your legs are nice and tight to the wall. We also have a bondage option here for you guys. If you want to take a belt or a scarf or something and tie it around the legs to keep the legs together so that you're not, anything you can do to take effort away from you. Flexing the toes back toward the face. So if your bum is out from the wall quite a bit, you want to scooch yourself in nice and tight. And then once you've arrived, bringing your arms out to your sides, maybe to a goddess position, elbows in line with the shoulders, palm sleeves up. Just let that chest open. Let yourself relax. And feeling that beautiful support behind the leg. Wiggle the toes, release tension. I'll give you some time to get settled in. So there are some exercises we've done tonight that I would normally do with the wall, but because not everyone has that large of a section of wall, I incorporated them in other things, but almost everything we did tonight you could do up against a wall. So it's nice to have that support, feeling grounded in the back body and in the leg. Let your hips drop into the earth. Feel your back body supported. Closing the eyes. I am the spirit of nurture. I offer protection and a safe, homely place where you may find refuge and access new energy at times of crisis. In me, you will find support and encouragement that restore your well-being and enable you to move ahead in your life's journey. The sustenance I offer will fortify you and help you to face whatever lies ahead with renewed vigor. And your back body dropping more and more into the support of the earth beneath you. The tension in your toes, in your ankles relaxes. And you feel this relaxation trickle down the leg. And we begin to take a journey downward from the soles of your feet toward your hips. Counting backwards from 10. 10. Feeling more and more relaxed. 9. Your feet and your ankles and your shins and your calves are completely relaxed. 8. Your knees warm and glow. Settle and relax. 7. The fronts of your thighs settle and relax. 6. The backs of your thighs more and more relaxed. 5. Feeling your hips and your glutes settle and drop in more and more relaxed. 4. This relaxation now begins to travel up the body, the belly. 3. The chest and the shoulder, arms and fingers. 2. For the neck and the jaw. the tongue, and the lips. 2, all across the forehead and face. 1, all the way to the crown of the head. You are now completely relaxed, feeling a flow of energy move from the feet to the head. It is in the feet that we store the things we most wish to avoid. Energy of the feet sometimes bubbles up in obsessive behavior. As a way of expressing the feelings that we do not give a voice. And so observe the messages that trickle down from the feet and through the legs. Without changing or altering them, without judgments. We observe ourselves in this space completely relaxed and at ease. And you have come here to reset, to release. And having released, what do you call in to fill that space? For instance, if you released doubt, perhaps you are calling in trust. If you released fear, calling in courage. What are you calling in for this new beginning? What fresh energies and ideas are you calling into yourself at this time? And know that your heart is a magnet that will attract this energy, this feeling. Ask for what you want. Feel it radiate out from your heart space, traveling with the pulse and with the breath. And notice that it may take more effort to send it up to the feet, but in that effort, all the more victory. I am allowed to enjoy my life. I am allowed to sing, even if it's poorly and off key. I allow myself to hope. I trust my heart as well as my head. I am worthy of love. I know that it is never too late to begin again. I have passed through the gate of irrevocable change. I do not bring with me the fear, shame, guilt, blame, or any of the other tired and heavy things through this doorway. I am free to explore this new self, bright and clean and full of the wisdom of my former self. I am free to love without fear, to express kindness without feeling weak. My vulnerability is my strength. I trust that as I pass through this doorway, the things that have fallen away have fallen away because that is what is best for me. I embrace change and the chaos it may bring. And trust that there is a part of me that will thrive in that chaos as I find my footing. A way forward into a new day. We'll start to ascend, counting up to 10, starting at the crown of the head, spiraling round and round, becoming lighter in the face. 1, through the neck and shoulder, the jaw, and the mouth. 2, down the arms, the chest, feeling lighter and brighter, starting to wake up. 3, and down the stomach, the middle body. 4, starting to wake up more and more. 5, through the hips. And begin to wake up the legs. 6, the knees. 7, lighter and brighter up the legs. 8, the ankles. 9, and to the soles of the feet. 10. Feeling yourself more present in your space. I'm going to leave you in this practice in legs up the wall. Some of you need it maybe a little bit longer. We are going to close the practice together, but you can stay in legs up the wall. If you want to come out, you can squirm your way onto your back into Shavasana. I do invite all of you to end your practice in Shavasana, whether it's with me now or later, or perhaps you're moving into bedtime, maybe it's time for bed, and you're making that transition. So first, bringing your right hand to your heart space and your left hand to your belly. Feeling your heartbeat underneath your right palm, feeling the rise and fall of your breath under your left palm. And this is your moment of gratitude, finding something that you're grateful for today. You can see it in your mind's eye. Maybe you hear words or just words come to you. Maybe you just sense it and you feel that gratitude. Maybe you access the feeling of gratitude from a time when you felt most grateful. Just remembering. And one of the downsides of anxiety or trauma is that we can relive things. that are negative, but we can also turn that on its head and relive things that feel good and that feel nourishing. So it becomes a superpower when we are recognize that this feeling of gratitude can be called on whenever you should need it, simply by connecting with yourself, with your memory, with your heartbeat, with your breath. And taking a moment now, maybe you keep your hands as they are, bring them back out to your side to honor the fact that you have shown yourself some love tonight. Receive the love that is this practice as you transition into Shavasana, whenever that may be. Feeling the energy and the blood and the breath flow freely, receiving this love from yourself. And finally, we all release our arms to our sides, palms facing up or forward. And you see before you a circle of souls, people, energies, entities. And maybe you see some familiar faces. And those are the people that are most in need of connection at this time, people that you are somehow connected to. You don't have to like them for them to be here. And dropping into your heart space. You now receive through your palms a feeling of connection from the root that connects us all in the song that sings the universe. With kindness, compassion, community, empathy, supports, all of the ways in which we are not alone, we feel and receive this energy. Allow it to fill our heart space, to travel out with the pulse and with the breath. We feel we are connected. We know we are connected. And a flow of energy that runs from right to left. You receive through the right and give through the left. And this flow is like prayer, a communication with the divine. And perhaps you wish to send a feeling out to the collective. Love, kindness, whatever it is. Receiving through the right and giving through the left. And this experience of flow teaches us that we do not need to keep things for ourselves. We do not need to keep a store of things. Because as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we give. And when you're ready, draw your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me tonight. Always.